Good morning, everyone. It's good to be here. It's really simple. We live in a massively interconnected world where everything has changed in the last half century. Everything in computing has increased at an exponential rate. The amount of memory in your machines, the amount of storage, the amount of transistors on a chip. Everything has changed but the fan cooler. This component that protects the underlying electronics that deliver the services you love, you need, you want, hasn't changed. This component that protects that has benefited from Moore's Law hasn't benefited from that itself. Take a look at the evolution of Intel processor speeds over time, and you clearly see that we hit a brick wall. It's made out of heat. It's essentially a thermal brick wall. See, part of the problem is you have two parts doing one job, just getting rid of the heat. Why not have just one part do one job? These are some of the reasons why we started CoolChip. In 2011, we won the MIT Clean Energy Prize. We posited that electronics cooling was a massively underserved opportunity. And we asked a simple question: what if electronics cooling kept up with the pace of computing? What would the world look like today? It's my pleasure to introduce you to kinetic cooling. The technology is rooted in a DARPA solicitation from 2008. The concept was conceived by researchers at Sandia Labs. And our team, initially a team of MIT engineers, we made it commercially viable. Now what we've done is quite remarkable, because in 2 years, we've reinvented a component that hasn't changed in 4 decades. We've reinvented a component that many have dismissed as having no room for innovation, and that's just not true. See, we made it smaller for today's mobile, high-density world. We made it cooler so that you could do more faster. We made it quieter because noise is annoying. Noise equals friction, and that equals heat. Less of it is better. We've established that heat is bad. Look, I won't bore you with the proprietary technologies involved. Suffice it to say, it took a lot of hard work to get where we are today. And kinetic cooling changes the game. We're teaching people what that means. We're backed by people who believe in solving hard problems. We're backed by people who believe more in atoms than in bits. We're backed by contrarian investors, people like Peter Thiel at Founders Fund. Oh, we've got big partners too, by the way. For example, last summer we signed an LOI with Cooler Master. Cooler Master is one of the world's top 3 global manufacturers of computer hardware. Their customers include every name brand, OEM, and household name you can think of. We're powering a family of their products with our technology, CoolChip inside. That's the model. We're launching co-branded products at the Consumer Electronics Show just a couple months from now. And that engagement represents a multi-million-dollar opportunity for the company. Now, of course, we're in major talks with many of the world's global manufacturers and OEMs. One area where we see a lot of potential for kinetic cooling, for instance, is in gaming. See, for gamers, user experience really matters. And that's why Microsoft Xbox is so excited about our technology. And they hired us to develop more efficient, more silent cooling systems for the Xbox. We're working with approved suppliers in order to scale the technology to massive production volumes. That's exciting. This is my excited voice. Look, I'm convinced tackling fundamental science, fundamental technology problems, it takes a special breed. And the 3 of us founders, myself, Steve, our operations lead, and Lino, our technology lead, we met at MIT. But our journeys there are foundational to CoolChip. See, my parents immigrated to this country in the mid-'80s. They were fleeing political instability in the Bronx. I'm sorry. There is political instability in the Bronx, but that's not what they were fleeing. In the Dominican Republic, that's where they're from. They raised me in the Bronx. New York City, concrete jungle, it was hard, we struggled. But they helped me get to MIT, and I earned several engineering degrees, and I went to work at the CIA, and then telecom, all before founding CoolChip. In 2003, I met Lino. We became good friends right away. We had a lot in common. You see, Lino was born in Cuba in the mid-'70s, and his family managed to escape the dictatorship, immigrate to the US, and get political asylum in South Florida, also known as Northern Cuba. It was hard for them. They were lucky to make it alive, but they worked hard, and Lino made his way to MIT, and he's had an illustrious career so far. The two of us, we started a clean tech company in 2008. It didn't take off, but we learned a lot. And 2 years later, we met Steve. And Steve was raised in a small farming community in the Midwest. Population, less than 10,000. They say a farmer can fix anything with a roll of duct tape and spare baling wire. I don't know if that's true, but the point is, that scrappiness mentality was instilled into Steve, and it paved his way to MIT. The point is this ethos of hard work, perseverance, ingenuity, picking yourself up by your bootstraps, it's foundational to CoolChip. It's an integral part of our story. The same hustle that kept me off the street and the same spirit of perseverance in each and every one of our team members, that's what fuels our drive to make a mark in this space. My and Lino's family's decision to immigrate to this country, that was the catalyst that changed our family stories forever. Everything we've achieved is due to their sacrifice. Everything we've achieved is due to their belief in us, and it won't go to waste. And I just want to take a brief moment for those loved ones here on our behalf tonight to express my love and gratitude. We're rewriting the next great chapter in electronics cooling. We're marrying modern electronics with the ability to cool them effectively. Thank you.